Surely you have a lot of questions about when the next release of the Starship system will be. What are the improvements that will need to be implemented? And above all, what does Musk say about it? Well, luckily for you, you've come to the right place. Elon Musk recently released the timeline regarding the upcoming Starship launches, and the truth is that it seems to be too ambitious. And it is that despite the experience of the first launch of the Starship on April 20, which has led to certain setbacks, SpaceX has not backed down. Quite the opposite, since as we all know, the first orbital flight ended in an impressive explosion 4 minutes after takeoff. But the SpaceX team was already counting on something like this happening, especially speaking of the debut of the most powerful launch system ever created. Following the failure, engineers and technicians set about identifying what the issues were and have already been taking corrective action to improve vehicle performance and safety. Well, in this video we are going to analyze all the important fucking things that both SpaceX and Elon Musk will have to face in order for them to be much more successful in the next launches. So, without further ado, stay tuned. By the way, first I want to thank you for the great growth that the channel is having, and if you are not subscribed yet, I don't know what you are waiting for to hit that button. If you want to follow me on Patreon or on my other social networks, you can, but I'll leave all of that to you both in the description and in the pinned comment. And well, with that said, let's continue with our video today, so it can be seen that they are cautiously optimistic about the next launch attempt with the main objective of reaching orbit successfully and gathering as much valuable information about the Starship's performance during flight. With the lessons learned during the recent launch, Musk has stated that they could complete between 4 and 5 flights this year, although the truth is that I think this has swayed a bit. It's true that even though this timeline is very optimistic, we shouldn't underestimate SpaceX anymore given its track record. We are talking about a company that is difficult to predict its limits. According to Elon Musk's own statements, the next launch could be between 2 to 3 months. He further stated that he is hopeful that this upcoming release will have a much better chance of success. What we can intuit is that the next takeoff will have the same launch profile as the previous one, where the main objective of the Super Heavy, apart from taking the Starship to almost orbit, will be to land in a controlled manner in the Gulf of Mexico, while the Starship will separate from the booster and reach almost orbital speed to finally perform the re-entry, free fall and controlled landing in the north of the Hawaiian Islands. SpaceX has mainly focused on reaching orbit on the next flight, in addition to work very hard to successfully reuse the Starship Super Heavy for the next few years on a regular basis, well, to guarantee the success of both takeoff and arrival in orbit, or at least increase the chances of achieving it. The guys at SpaceX are already making significant improvements to both the Starship and the Super Heavy for the next launch. The company will use the Super Heavy booster called B9 that has more advanced and reliable Raptor engines, in addition to having improved armor. This upgraded powertrain is designed to be the most robust and easiest to control thanks to the incorporation of electric motor-based steering for the engines instead of hydraulic actuators. In addition to improvements to the engines, the Booster 9 has undergone a number of extensive tests to verify its structural integrity and reliability. These tests involved loading the propellant with around 1,000 tons of liquid nitrogen to simulate liquid oxygen and methane. Apparently these tests ended successfully, which paved the way to install the Raptor engines in the V9. One of the most significant updates to the Raptor engines in the Booster 9 is the change from hydraulic to electric control. In the TVC, or Thrust Vector Control System, which comes to mean the motor guidance system because, as you should already know, there are motors that make small maneuvers as the flight occurs. This change allows for better isolation of the motors, which prevents the failure of one motor from causing a domino effect to the other motors or to the same stage. The electrically driven motors are designed to be much more robust and reliable, ensuring better performance during launch and throughout the flight. The electric TVC system will have to handle the immense power required to redirect over 3,000 tons of thrust several times per second during flight. But before the V-9 can be cleared for launch, it will have to undergo a series of static firing tests to verify that all 33 engines, including 13 electrically driven, are working properly and can work together seamlessly. In addition to this, SpaceX will need to confirm that the batteries powering the TVC electrical systems can handle the extreme stresses they experience during launch and flight. As Elon Musk's company prepares for the next orbital launch of the Starship, they will also have to deal with problems with the launch pad at their Starbase facility in South Texas. The launch pad base is essential to ensure proper flight, as the launch pad must provide a stable and secure base for both the Starship and the Super Heavy. In addition, the entire infrastructure of the launch pad must be able to support the fast turnaround time between each launch, which will be crucial in order to meet the ambitious timeline that Elon Musk has proposed. As we all probably already know, it was this point at the base of the launch pad, where the most important error occurred in the first test. But hey, we already know how they work in this company. For the next release they are already reinforcing many parts of the base of the platform. Then in the last few weeks they have been working very intensively on a new flame deflector system. The plan basically consists of some steel plates that will be cooled with a system of pipes with water pressure for the launch. But hey, I'll talk about this in a future video because this technology is something that deserves a lot of deepening. We must remember that the ultimate goal of SpaceX's Starship Super Heavy system is none other than to make going to space cheap and affordable. This is the only way to make Elon Musk's great dream of colonizing both Mars and the Moon viable. And the only way to make this possible is through reusable vehicles. Remember my friends that SpaceX plans to reduce the cost of space transportation as much as possible and open a new era for humanity in space exploration. Key goals for the Starship program include developing a reusable vehicle capable of launching again and again quickly and efficiently, which is essential to lower costs and increase launch frequency. Another key objective is to increase the payload capacity. Starship is designed to be capable of delivering more than 100 metric tons to low Earth orbit, or LEO, which is significantly more than any other launch vehicle currently in operation. Starship will also be the vehicle that will take humans back to the Moon and to Mars. It is specifically designed for long-duration deep space missions with the ability to support more rudimentary missions beyond Earth orbit. No doubt the program will face great challenges as it progresses with each attempt. They will continue to learn more and more about the performance of the vehicle and its systems, identifying problems and making improvements along the way. It is important to remember that the development of any new vehicle entails risks and setbacks that are usually unavoidable. But despite all this, SpaceX continues to show us and surprise us about the advances they are making for space exploration. And well, now the question is for you. How prepared do you think SpaceX will arrive for its next launch?
Déjame tu opinión en los comentarios que los leo absolutamente todos. Espero que te haya gustado mucho este vídeo y si es así dale un buen like. Sobre todo no te olvides de suscribirte, que eso me ayuda mucho a seguir creciendo. Y si quieres mantenerte informado, pásate tanto por mi Instagram como por mi Twitter, donde subo un montón de noticias muy buenas. Y nada más, muchas gracias por ver este vídeo, un abrazo enorme y nos vemos en el próximo vídeo.